It's been a while, hasn't it? I bet you thought I'd disappeared. What, we've been 2 weeks or so since the last video? I have been flat out. What have I been doing? Helping my coaching clients build AI SaaS businesses. Now I shared something on Facebook the other day and it went down quite well. First post I've done in ages. Just been too busy doing other stuff. It went down well, and it was talking about my tech stack that I use. Now, I guess this is information that I should charge my clients only for, but I'm happy to share here because, as you know, it's very different building software to building a business with software. Anyway, so what AI tech stack, no-code tech stack am I using to build software? It's quite a cool tech stack actually. It works really, 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 really well. I've got, obviously, if you don't know me, I've spent almost the last 10 years building software as a service, and I've built it up passively to 100k a month-ish currently, and I do one call per month to do that, so I don't do anything to generate that income. So 100k a month comes in, and it takes me about, I mean, the calls, essentially I have a call day a month, but it's about 2 hours. So 2 hours once a month is all I do for that business. It's been running like that for years now. Essentially it runs itself. So very powerful business model, building software as a service, massively in demand, massive exit value. So as much as you can get a very sustainable, repeatable, very steady monthly income that hopefully grows over time. You can also make it, I mean, the beauties of it is it can be a faceless business. You can run it with one person, especially now with AI and AI agents. You can run it from anywhere, so you can move to sunny Dubai if you want to. It's just a great business model. Like I say, you can exit for like up to 60 times monthly profit. So let's say you're making 10k a month. You could exit a 10k a month business for somewhere between, I don't know, 350 grand to like 600 grand ish, maybe, depending on what your cost base is and all that stuff. But it's very in demand, very sought after businesses. Investors like SaaS businesses because they can be hands off, run from anywhere, run under management, or AI and AI agents can do most of it now, and it's just a really good business model. So anyway, what AI tech stack am I using? Traffic's picking up. I think Dubai summer's coming to an end. I've not seen traffic coming onto the marina like that in a while. So what AI tech stack am I using? So there's one tool, and I'll link these tools down below in the description so you just have a look through them. But I use one tool called Abacus AI. This is my LLM of choice, right? So Abacus basically lets you access most of the large language models through one interface with one subscription. So for example, ChatGPT is a large language model, and you would pay for a subscription for it. Claude is a large language model, and you would pay for a subscription for it. You've got Grok, you've got Gemini, you've got DeepSeek, you've got a lot of these large language models. Essentially, your generic AI tool these days, it seems. I know I say generic, it's come from nowhere, but like that's essentially the tool. So I have ChatGPT still, and I use that for probably 80% of personal stuff. So I have an active ChatGPT subscription. I just do. Abacus can access ChatGPT and all the other LLMs, or most of the other LLMs, through Abacus. So Abacus is my LLM of choice, but it also gives you access to image generation, text to speech, speech to text, and other models like Ideogram, Seedream, so image generation models, video generation models. You can access all of the models through Abacus, and it's got a token system. So one subscription, but you can get access to all the different LLM models. The beauty of that is we're in an arms race. We're in an AI arms race. Sam Altman's trying to push the boundaries all the time with ChatGPT 5 just coming out. A lot of people not impressed with it. You've got Elon Musk pushing the grok. You've got obviously Google doing their thing. You've got Anthropic doing their thing. A lot of these people are in an arms race. They're all trying to have the best large language model, the best video models. They're just the best everything. It's an AI arms race. They're all trying to take, winner takes all in their minds. So they're going to keep pushing the boundaries. So Abacus gives you access to all of them through one subscription. So Abacus is definitely worth investing in. Like I say, I'll probably always be a ChatGPT subscriber just because it's the probably the go-to generic, generalist, good at most things large language model, and I use it for personal stuff. So ChatGPT in my tech stack because it's always been there since the AI first happened. I just have a $20 a month subscription or whatever it is. Abacus AI, you can either have a $10 or $20 subscription or something like that, and then you can pay extra credits if you start doing expensive stuff. So I've got Abacus, about $20 a month. I did have Claude. I cancelled it because I got Abacus, but there's a reason to get Claude again. So that's a conversation, just we'll shove that down the line. So what AI agent am I using to build these software as a service? A lot of people ask me what's best. Is Lovable best? Is Base 44 best? Is Bolt best? Is Replit best? Now the answer to that is everything. All AI tools have got strengths and weaknesses. For example, Claude is better at, in my experience, is better at copywriting than ChatGPT. Way better at copywriting. Does that mean ChatGPT is garbage at copywriting? No, it's all right. But as a copywriter of over 20 years, Claude is just better at copywriting. Simple as that. So persuasion in print, Claude's better at. And it's like that with all the tools. So unless you used a particular agent all day, every day, and focused on that, and focused on that, and focused on that, and focused on that, it's very difficult to decide which agent is best. I can just speak about what tech stack that me and my clients are using, and we're getting amazing results. They're able to generate in days, some of them 2-3 days, some of them taking a week or two, to get 80% of the way there to software as a service that me, from traditional software as a service where you paid humans to do it, would have took 2-3 years and probably 300-400 grand, something like that in developer costs. And they're doing that in 2-3 days with no code, AI, and they're getting 80% of the way there to a finished product. Now the reality is, just as in the real old traditional SaaS business model, you get like 80% of the way there. No, sorry, what is it? 80%, no, 80%, the last 20% of a project takes 80% of the time. That's how it is in traditional. So you can smash something out, do an amazing user interface, get the back end hooked up. It's like you can smash that out relatively quick. But then it's the last 20% making it all work properly, bug fixing, sorting out screen sizes and what happens when you on a mobile and what happens in this situation. It's that last 20% that takes 80% of the time. That's what I was trying to say. It's no different with the AI no code tools. So you can get 80% of the way there in a few hours, literally a few hours in one day, just no code, vibe coding, just talking to the agent. And the last 20% is what takes 80% of the time. So it's no different as in the traditional human developer SaaS world with no code AI tools. The biggest difference is what would have took months with humans can now take minutes with AI. Now there's a lot of people attacking no code tools online. I think to a certain extent they kind of have to, because a lot of them are developers and they're understandably a little bit salty about what's happening. Like you go back 10 years and one of the best career advice? The best career advice you'd hear from a lot of people in the know would be learn how to code, learn how to talk the language of computers. Now fast forward 10 years to now, and actually that's really poor advice. I feel sorry for anybody in university or that's actively trying to learn how to code, because honestly, whilst there's still a window of time whereby there's going to be some advantages to it, that window's closing and closing fast. The reality is, a few very short years from now, maybe even months, AI no-code tools are going to be that good that they're better than 99% of human coders, and within 5 years they'll be better than all of them. Within 10 years, who knows? Like, God level. So, no point learning how to code anymore, in my opinion. AI no-code tools are the way forwards, and these people that bash in AI no-code tools have got to bash them, because ultimately they are in the process of losing their livelihoods, and that's the reality of it, because AI no-code is going to take over. And if you don't think that's going to happen, I mean, it's not just going to happen to them, it's going to happen to all kinds of industries. But you know, they've got to attack it and try and poo-poo it. But the reality is, all that matters is, obviously, is that code secure? Does it run fast? Does it do the functions that the user expects? Etc., etc. If all of those things are true, it doesn't really matter whether some human dev would have coded it like that or not. As long as, you know, all the main bases are covered, then it's as good as what any human could do. In my opinion, it's already better, and getting better all of the time. So anyway, random rant. Long story short, my agent of choice is actually Replit. People say, why not Lovable? Why Replit? Look, the truth is I've not spent any time with Lovable, so I can't say what's good and what's bad about it. I've had a little look, but I've not spent any real time with it. I chose Replit as my AI agent of choice because they were the first, as far as I'm aware. They might not have been the first, but they were the first I was aware of that could do full stack, start to finish, front end, back end, servers hosted there, deploying, self-deploying, self-maintaining, self-managing, the whole shebang. So as a no-code founder, like I've built my business over the last almost 10 years in software as a service with no code, but I've paid coders. That's what matters to me. I can't, in good conscience, help people become AI no-code founders if actually you need to use a coder for this, using a coder for that, you need a server expert for this and all that stuff. And Replit was the whole everything in one box. And at the time, it was my understanding that I think it's still the case maybe, that Lovable wasn't that, and you had to hook up Superbase, you had to deploy it to certain servers, etc., etc. So having a no technical knowledge base was important for me as a no-code founder to teach other people how to come into this business. If you needed to have tech skills, then that was still going to make it a barrier to entry to a lot of people that don't have deep pockets to be able to afford one. So I chose Replit, and Replit is an amazing tool. So my choice AI agent of tool for coding is Replit. So you've got Abacus for all your large language models and a few other bits and bobs. You've got ChatGPT backbone because why not? Like personal reasons, why not? AI agent of choice, Replit. I think and I'm not bashing Lovable, jury's out. I'm not qualified to speak on it, but just being a marketer, being an entrepreneur, I think why Lovable is getting pushed so much. One, it's a great name, great branding, but also I think they pay something like 10% affiliate commissions for the first 6 months a user, which could add up to quite a lot for a power user. Whereas I think Replit pay you $25 or something for a referral one time. So essentially, Replit either needs a better affiliate program, or they need to accept Lovable is going to get pushed by people that maybe aren't promoting the best tool for the end user. They're possibly promoting a tool that pays more. I'm not saying that is how it is. I've no idea. I'm not qualified to speak on it, but just as a cynical entrepreneur that's been through the trenches, understands the way things work, that looks like maybe that's what's happening. But I will do some Lovable deep dives on this channel in the future, and if my opinion changes on that, I will obviously share it. So what else? So another beautiful thing. So what you've got in Replit Agent is you've got the agent and the assistant. The agent is like a powerhouse, it's like a senior dev, super smart, can do pretty much anything you want it to do. If it struggles, you just tell it, look, this isn't working, and it fixes it. If it doesn't fix it on the first attempt, usually you say, look, it's still not working. You get a little bit stroppy with it, and it fixes it on the second attempt. So that's the agent. But you've also got, I can't remember what the toggles are called, like dynamic thinking or something, I can't remember, but there's a couple of toggles in the agent whereby you can toggle it on, and it essentially beefs up the abilities of the agent. So essentially all they're doing is they're plugging into a large language model, and it's like the deep research model on some LLMs. It's doing that, but as an agent within Replit. So you can do that, and I've had students that have struggled with the agent all day trying to get it to do something, frustratedly not being able to. They've clicked that toggle on, boom, it's done it first time. So you've got options to essentially beef up the brain within Replit by toggling on a couple of these little things. Now they do cost more, so use them sparingly. The assistant, I've got clients that really enjoy the assistant and use it for basic tasks, like they want to change the color of a button on one page. There you go, just give it the assistant. It's cheaper, it's faster, and it can do the trick. But oftentimes I find the assistant to be a bit dumb, and some of my clients really hate it. So you've essentially got the agent and these couple of toggles, and you've got the assistant, and that will cover 99.9% of cases. Now with my clients, I give them access to a human dev. So if they get technical problems that the LLMs can't fix out, or the agent can't fix, they can just ask my dev, and he'll point them in the right direction, or even help fix the code. So that covers most of it. Now there is something really cool that's happening. I don't know how long it's going to last and whether it's going to get plugged, but right now you can almost bypass a lot of Replit's built-in chargeable functions by using a shell command with Claude Code. So what you do is you get a Claude subscription, Claude Code, and you plug it into Replit, and you can use Claude Code within Replit. And from what my clients tell me, they are building massive amounts of functions within Replit via Claude Code, via the shell prompt, and doing some real heavy duty lifting by doing that. And I've got the odd client that doesn't love it. They like using the agent because it's just built in, the checkpoints are automatic, it all works seamlessly by using Replit agent, albeit you've got to pay a few dollars to use it, which is pennies compared to the human equivalent. But the people that are just like, they just want to pay as little as possible and get great results, they're finding Claude Code plugged into Replit. They're getting amazing results, albeit a little bit. I guess you got have a little bit more of a technical edge to you, but it's nothing major. And yeah, they're getting amazing results and not paying anything other than their Claude Code subscription. So they're not paying for the Replit agent fees. So yeah, that's basically the entire tech stack from start to finish. Like I say, it's an arms race. Like, let's say one day Replit does this really well, and then maybe Lovable, and the next day does this, and Base 44 does that. Like, it's going to continue to be an AI arms race across the board, across all the LLMs, which is why I like, you've got to just pick a tech stack and stick with it and just ride or die, baby. Now, one of the beautiful things about Replit is you can essentially have a GitHub connected to your Replit, a Git connected to your Replit, and this is, I don't know what the right term is, repository. It's essentially somewhere where you can dump your code and store it, and probably most non-AI, no code software as a service companies around the world will have GitHub. So so a lot of people are scared of sharing source code and stuff. I think essentially those days are behind us. Like, the LLMs can write better code than most human devs can already anyway. So like, I don't know, I think we're getting to a point whereby the technical barriers to creating software as a service have been removed by AI and no-code tools. And the reality of the situation is, if you want to build a real business using, like in the software as a service business model, then it stopped being about the technical barrier of being able to create this software that's slow, clunky, expensive traditionally, and now it's fast, cheap, and easy, it's become about everything else. It's the holistic view. How do you find a product to create? How do you find the target market? How do you communicate to that target market to get them to purchase your software? How do you then increase visibility? How do you scale it? How do you automate it? It's become about the holistic approach, which is why I feel like this is what I spent the last 23 years or whatever in business training to become, because I'm the guy that's made tens of millions of dollars in multiple business models online, and I understand the psychology of sales. I understand automating the sales process. I understand outsourcing. I understand the AI element of it. Like I've got in the trenches experience building software as a service businesses, and now it's just been made easier with AI. But anybody can build a tool is my point now. Building a business in the AI software as a service, now that's a different proposition. So you could use my tech stack, what I've talked about now, and with a hop, skip and a jump, you could create your own software as a service. But where I really come into it is I help you build a software as a service business using AI from start to finish, and that's what I've been helping my one-to-one and my group coaching students to do. If you're interested in taking that journey with me, I've actually opened the cart essentially for a limited number of spaces. You can watch a video and consider if working with me is something you'd want to do. I've got a video down below. It's a very simple explainer video. It tells you about me, tells you what I'm good at, what I can help you with, and potentially if you think we might be a good fit, then you can book a call, but there's a link down below for that. So that's basically my tech stack. That's basically my thoughts on AI, no-code software as a service businesses right now. I think ChatGPT is always a good subscription to have. Abacus AI is good to get access to all of the LLMs, just because it is an arms race and you can stay on top of what's happening. You can just try like an LLM that's promising great things. You can just try it within an Abacus. Replit for the agent. Claude Code if you want to do that little hack that's working right now. I don't know how long it'll last. That's what I was going to say. I almost didn't say it. Yeah, you can, in Replit, you can connect to GitHub, and then essentially you can work on you can export your code at any time, so you're not held hostage by Replit. That's the beauty of it. It's creating code that can sit in a GitHub, and then you could work on that with Cursor or other tools if you wanted to, or even there's a new one, what's it called, GenSpark or something, can't remember the name of it, but GitHub itself has just come out with an agent that you can work within GitHub. So essentially you can build it mostly in Replit, but if you ever fall out with Replit or you want to change to another tool, well, it's easy to do that. You essentially automatically export the code to GitHub, and then you can work on it there. So you never held ransom by it. So anyway, yeah, and then so you got Claude Code, GitHub, Replit, Abacus AI, ChatGPT. That's my stack. Like I say, anybody can build AI no-code software as a service now. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Why don't you build a real business? Get creative. That's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, by all means, post them down below. If you want me to make a video on anything about AI, no-code, software as a service, or businesses related to that stuff, then let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, looks like summer's coming to an end. Can you see the traffic building up? That sounds bad. Why would I want more traffic? Because that is a sign that the heat is probably almost behind us. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.